Hi everybody, it's Mr. C and happy St. Patrick's Day. Very excited to be here with all of you today, and I'm hoping that this feed is streaming properly. So I'm going to double check something while we're getting started to make sure we have a feed. Most importantly, I'm glad to be here learning with all of you. So this is our mobile online classroom for the time being. As you know, we're not able to get out to shows and present all over the state and different parts of the country. But I thought, why not bring this to you? So yesterday I had posted some content on the Facebook page, The Air is Everywhere, Speakers and Beakers show. And what I hoped some of you did was actually take a peek and watch some of the clips. We're going to talk about some of those clips, and I have activities to go along with that. And some of these are things that you're going to be able to do at home with your family and just enjoy learning together. So first and foremost, my name is Mr. C, for those of you who don't know who I am, and I am an educator from Dayton, Ohio, and I love creating media and content. So on the episode Full Steam Ahead, I'm losing my mind. On the episode Speakers and Beakers, we talk about air, and in that episode we go through a variety of activities, and basically we understand that air is matter. And before I go any further, if you have any questions or anything like that, please be sure to comment and post, and we'll try to answer those. And for those of you who are new to this, Facebook Live has a small 15-second delay, which is normal. So if you post something and you see me not respond to it immediately, there's a reason why. But air is made up of matter. So if you take your hands and you actually just do something like this for a second, you can feel wind blowing across your face. And that's because in this room, in the room you're in right now, there is air. And air is transparent, we can't see it, but it is there. And when we push those molecules at our face, we can actually feel them moving across our face. Now what's interesting about that is the air that we breathe is made up of a variety of things. And the one thing that we need to breathe is oxygen. And about 20% of the air that is in the room is oxygen. Now about 78% of it, 79% is nitrogen. I don't have any liquid nitrogen here with me today, but that's something we're working on so that we can do a liquid nitro demo. But nitrogen fills up the air, 78%, 79% of it. And then you have 1% that is other stuff like water vapor, carbon dioxide. Sorry about the crinkle. My dog is getting into this stuff back behind the camera. So we have those things in the air, and what we have is air, and it actually is matter. It takes up space. Now this balloon, and I have a balloon attached to this. There's nothing in this balloon, right? And inside of this bottle, it looks like it's empty. Now I have a little bit of water left over from where I drank it, but I wanted to use this for a demo. A lot of folks are going to say that there's nothing inside this balloon, and I would typically agree with them. So if I just squeeze this balloon, squeeze the bottle, my balloon starts to inflate. And that's because I'm moving the air, which is transparent, from this up into the balloon. And when I let go, the balloon is elastic. It pushes back down, pushes the air back into the bottle, and it basically resets itself. So I can do this. Oh, I love that noise. See how big we can make it. So I try to get all the air out of the balloon, and that's about as big as it gets. Now I can take a regular balloon and inflate it with air from my lungs. So I inhale and I would exhale into the balloon. And you can see right here that the balloons next to me, let's bring this one over here. Let's try to get them and bring it down just a little bit so that they're in the camera view and that they're equal. So in this room, we have air. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to blow right at the camera. I'm going to lower this just a little bit. There we go. All right. I've got these two balloons, and obviously they're floating. So they're filled with something that is lighter than the air around them. And if you're thinking about what that is, it's probably... You got it. Helium, that's right. These balloons are filled with helium, and helium is 6 times lighter than the air in the room. So it's going to want to lift up. It's going to cause the balloon to go up into the air, and I have them tied down here with some fishing string. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow through the center of these, and we're going to see if something happens, all right? Here we go. All right, I'm going to bring it a little bit closer. But when I blew here in the center, I was moving the air molecules away, and because air is out here, there's still pressure, and that pressure pushes those balloons together, causes them to kiss. Now, if you watched Speakers and Beakers, at the end, we had this in one of the outtakes. We didn't include it in the show, but we're going to try it again. Here we go. I'm going to try to breathe straight down the middle. All right, so I think my balloons are balanced. We're going to give it one more try. Here we go. Well, what if I just push my hand through it? Ooh, that works the same way. So I can push my hand through it. I move the air molecules, and because there's lower pressure, the balloons move towards each other. Here we go, one more time. Oh, we're so close to getting them to kiss, but it's not working right now. But helium is 6 times lighter than air. And so if we move that air, the air pressure around it is going to cause those balloons to come together. Now, we also know that helium if I let this go, if I tied it, let it go, this would float away. But I'm going to take a deep breath deep breath.
And what it does is it changes my voice and it makes it sound like this. And that's because helium is 6 times lighter than air, which causes my vocal cords to vibrate differently. And so, yeah, that sounds crazy. So if you have ever done this before, I'm going to recommend kids don't, but this is something I'm doing for a demonstration. I'm going to go ahead and get that out of my lungs, and it's causing my vocal cords to vibrate faster. Now, I also have another gas with me here today that is pretty unique and pretty special. It's called Sulfur Hexafluoride. It's really a cool gas. And helium is 6 times lighter than the air, so I can take this and I can literally let it go, and it'll float out of the screen. And I've got to move this fishing line out of the way so it's not in our face. But sulfur hexafluoride is actually heavier than air, 6 times heavier. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to take a green balloon in honor of St. Patty's Day. I'm going to hook this up, turn this on. There we go. Start filling this balloon up. It's going to take just a second. And as you can see, the balloon is already wanting to drop because this is a lot heavier. So if I tie it off, it's just going to drop down, which normal balloons do, but because it's heavier, it's not going to float, unlike that helium balloon. All right, let's turn this off. So this is 6 times heavier than air. 6 times lighter. This made my voice go up. We're going to give this a try to see what it does. This is something you shouldn't do at home. Most of you don't have access to this, so that isn't a problem. All right, here we go. We always do a countdown at our live shows, so if you're out there, give me a countdown. Say 3, 2, 1.
Happy St. Patrick's Day!
It never fails.
Sulfur hexafluoride is 6 times heavier, so it causes my vocal cords to vibrate slower, which makes my voice sound like this. Yeah, I brought along a friend today, Mr. Bones. I asked him if he wanted to try it, but he said he didn't have the guts. That was a dad joke.
That was a dad joke. All right, my voice is going to go back to normal here in a second. Once I expel all of that gas from my lungs. Yes, there we go. Almost back to normal. Not quite. Mrs. C is back there laughing at me because, okay, hold on one second. I'll be right back. All right, there we go. I had to get up and take some deep breaths and move around a little bit to clear up my lungs. All right, so gases, there are tons of gases around us all the time, but these are just 2 that I wanted to highlight and kind of share with all of you out there. Helium, sulfur hexafluoride, yeah, very unique gases. Now, if you watch the show, you also noticed that we had some friends on there, right? So Adam Splitter, he is a field reporter who goes out and does all sorts of cool science experiments and then reports back to WAIR. And that's his job. He goes out in the field and tries science. And he actually did the can crush where he smashed the can. And that's because of the air pressure. So what we did in that experiment, and if you haven't seen it, go check out the video after this stream. That experiment, basically, we took a big, large metal drum and we had a little bit of water boiling in it, and that water turned to steam and pushed all the air out, and the steam went out of it as well. And when we capped it, we put it into an ice bath, we capped it, and what happened was the remaining water vapor that was in there started to condense. And because there wasn't any air, there was a lot more pressure on the outside of the barrel than there was on the inside. And so that that actually just caused the can to scrunch, to implode. So it didn't explode because that would have gone like this, but it imploded. So check out that video. It's a really cool video. And it was a lot of fun to watch Adam actually do that video with Bob, right? So take a peek at that. But speaking of this can, we know that if we put this can into this container, I'm gonna use a larger one. Hopefully you can see that. So this can is in there, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a breath, and I'm going to, this is something you can do at home, all right? So after the live stream, I want you to go get 2 mugs, and if you have a soda can, try it. If you only have maybe a water bottle, give it a try with the water bottle. Let's see if it works. Let's take pictures, let's share, let's experiment together. But what you're gonna do is you're actually going to take, and you're going to blow into the cup, all right? So when I put air into the cup, something hopefully will happen. Let's give it a try. It pops out. And that's because I'm displacing the air. I'm pushing more air in there, and I'm filling the cup with more air, and I change the pressure, and this causes it to lift. So here's the challenge. These are the videos that I want to see. I want you guys and gals and parents, because if your kids are doing it, you should be doing it also. I want you to blow into this cup and try to get this cup to move into this cup. Now, it works better if you have the same cups, but I just grabbed 2 random cups for this morning. That way it can move over. Let's give it a try. Can I get a countdown? In 3, 2, 1. Oh, second try. Nice. Can you do that? Give it a try. It's actually a lot of fun, and you're playing with air pressure. Here we go. Let's try it again. I'm going to see how high I can shoot it. Countdown in 3, 2, 1. Whoa, that was awesome. All right. Watch your nose. Okay, one more time. I'm going to see if I can shoot it over the GoPro. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was amazing. All right, so okay, yeah, after you get this to move from this cup to this cup, the challenge is how far can you shoot it and get it to land in another cup?
Get a bucket.
Or even a bucket.
Or a trash can.
Trash can, buckets.
Launch it right into the trash can.
So now we have soda can rockets, but they're fairly safe. All right, so this is something you can try at home. Super simple science, super easy, super fun. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, I've got 2 more things I want to show you guys. In the show, if you paid attention to the show, right at the start, I'm in my lab and I'm experimenting, and I'm working with a toilet paper cannon. Now, all of you who have been to any of my shows know that I love shooting toilet paper. But right now we're being, we're conserving toilet paper. We're not trying to shoot it all around and be wasteful. But I wanted to show you, so I grabbed a roll of toilet paper from one of my science kits, and pressure, air creates pressure, right? So like we were saying, that can that imploded, that was because of pressure squeezing down on the can. Some of you maybe already know this, but if air is moving, air is a fluid. So if it's moving, it creates less pressure. So basically, if you take a piece of toilet paper, or you can just get a sheet of paper, and you just kind of hold the paper just like this, and you blow across the top of it ever so slightly. And what you're doing is trying to get the air to flow right above this. This is going to act like an airplane wing. Actually, you're going to see it lift here in a second. So we're going to blow across top. And it lifts up. I'm not blowing under. I'm blowing over. And it lifts the paper up. And this is happening because of Bernoulli's principle. The idea is that the air moving across this wing is coming across the top. It's moving faster, which causes the pressure above to decrease. The air below now still has the same pressure and lifts up our paper. And so we can see this in action anytime you go outside and you see an airplane flying. Or you can try it in your house right now with a sheet of paper. It's pretty simple. So you can grab a sheet of paper, and you'll get a feel for it once you kind of get it. So I'm kind of holding it so that it doesn't kink right here, and I'm just going to hold it gently. Oh, that was a good one. Look at it now, it got stuck straight out. So the idea behind air is that really it's everywhere. It creates pressure. We can change that pressure by changing the way it moves. And I know that I have a couple of friends on Facebook who are meteorologists, like Jamie Jurosic and things like that. Air pressure is a huge thing that drives our weather. So when we have low pressure fronts coming in, we typically have stormy, rainy weather. And then when we have those high pressure days, they're typically sunny and calm. And that's because those different pressure systems are occurring because of the change in how the air is behaving out in nature. So if you get tired of doing it with our sheet of paper, go grab a roll of toilet paper. See if I can get it to touch the camera. Almost. Pretty close. So give it a try. Those are some fun experiments. I have one more. You guys want to check it out? Of course. So air does create pressure, and I have a bucket of water. It's a 6-liter container. I've got about close to 2 pints of water in it. We're gonna give this a whirl. We're doing this last because if it spills and gets all over the equipment, it's been a great live streaming with you, and we'll figure it out and get it fixed. But if it works, then we'll be able to obviously come back and do more later today and possibly tomorrow, and continuing on together at home learning. So what I have here is I took an index card and I just folded it in half. I tried to find something that was a little thicker. It doesn't have to be. A sheet of paper may actually work, and I would encourage you to try this. And if you're going to do this, head to the bathroom or head to your kitchen sink. Don't do it somewhere where you're going to cause too big of a mess, because I don't want your parents to think, or parents, I don't want you to think that I'm encouraging making a mess. But I am. All right, so we've got our sheet of paper or index card. I've got water. I filled it up pretty much to the top. I'm going to place this on top of this. I wish I had a bigger bucket. So I'm going to turn this over. Yeah, actually give me that bowl. All right, hold on. We're going to change it up. Mrs. C is giving me a bowl to use. There. Has a little wider mouth, so it gives me a little more flexibility. I'm going to turn this over slowly. And then I'm going to let go. It worked. It worked. And so what we have is what is underneath this cup right now. If you said air, you're absolutely right. Air is pushing up on this paper. Plus we have a little bit of surface tension going on. And now this is really cool. The air molecules are helping lift this up, right? So we have less pressure in the cup. Here we go. I'm just going to pull this down just ever so slightly. I'm still nervous about the equipment. It'll be all right. Oh, look, 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 look. It's starting to come off. I'm just going to pull it down. Oh, I got it all over my keyboard. Seriously. We should have used the bigger bucket. We should have used the bigger bucket. Oh. That's all right. Like I said, making a mess, doing science, that's what it's all about. So be sure to join me. I've got to get some things cleaned up right now. We made a mess I made a mess. Try that in the bathroom or in the kitchen sink so that you're not making too big of a mess.
Go outside.
or even try it outside. Yeah, outside is a great place to go. Get some fresh air, enjoy the beautiful weather. Use some plastic cups just in case you do drop the cup. You're not going to break or shatter anything. And take some pictures, report back, let us know what's going on right here. And then join me again tomorrow. Oh, before I go, I've got a question. I have a vacuum pump. And if you watch the show, we put some marshmallows, shaving cream, I think a balloon. We put those three things into a vacuum pump. Tomorrow, I'm going to bust out the vacuum pump right here. And we're going to test things together in the vacuum pump to see what happens when we put anything and everything into a vacuum pump. So what I need you to do is comment below in this thread about what you would like to see in the vacuum pump. And if I have it in the house, we'll test it. If I don't have it in the house, I can't go and get it right now because we are not running around at stores. But I have a lot of stuff in the house. So if you can think of something that you want to see in a vacuum pump, what we're going to do is we're going to take this container, the vacuum bell jar, and we're going to suck all the air out of it. And we're going to see how things behave inside of there. I've got some ideas myself, but I don't want to share what my ideas are. I want to hear what your ideas are so that we can learn together again tomorrow. Thanks so much for checking us out today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked it and you're not a fan and haven't liked the page yet, make sure you like the page so you get notifications when we go live for additional streaming. I'll be posting additional content this afternoon from some of my Full Steam Ahead episodes that I produce with PBS. I have some air experiments there, rocket balloons and those types of things. We'll get those posted so that you guys can continue learning at home. There goes the balloon. And yeah, you guys have been wonderful. I hope you had a good time learning together. Take care, have a great day, and keep learning. All right, guys, take care. Bye.